Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you some really great dupes. I've never done a dupes video before, so this is very new on my channel, but it's one of my favorite videos to watch personally. I love seeing great dupes to high-end products. So what a dupe is that you find something from the drugstore that is very similar or identical pretty much to something that is high-end. I actually have a lot of dupes in my collection, so if you guys want a part 2 of this video or like another video about dupes, you can just comment that in the comment section if you want more dupes and I will gladly do it. So I think we can just go ahead and get started with the video. So the first dupe is actually kind of a weird one, but it is foundations. But the thing is that I actually have 2 drugstore and 2 high-end that is so similar, it's crazy. But the thing is that I think all of them are so similar. So the first one is Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. This one is really great, one of my all-time favorite foundation. Covers well, lasts really long on my skin. Has a matte, semi-matte type finish. And the other product is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. Very similar. I think they're really similar. The only way you can see any difference on these is that this one has a little bit prettier finish and this one lasts just a tad bit longer, but they're really similar. But they're both high-end. But for the drugstore type product that are very similar to these are, first off, Revlon Color Stay foundation. They also have a mousse or like a whipped version of this one, which is so good. I love that one as well. But the original Revlon Color Stay is so similar to these foundations. It's crazy. I think this one is even better. I like the longevity of this one better. I think it lasts longer, but other than that, they're so similar. And another one that is very similar to those are the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Foundation. Out of all of these foundations, which all of these are very similar, I think if you have one of them, you don't need the other one. Out of all of these, I prefer Revlon Color Stay foundation out of all of them. Then I'm not sure if I like the Estee Lauder one or the MAC one best. It's really hard. I don't know. I probably like the MAC one better. And then Estee Lauder, and then we have L'Oreal one. This one I know a lot of people love. I love it as well. But for me, it gets oilier the fastest out of all of these. But they're so similar, you won't even tell almost. If you're not like really into it and want to see every little bit of different, which I am. But they're really similar. I would recommend all these foundations, but especially the drugstore versions. Then I have a super awesome blush dupe. The high-end one is the Benefit Coralista blush. This blush looks like this. I don't know if I like the packaging. Honestly, I don't love the packaging. I think it's very Benefit, so I kind of like it in that way, but it's not my favorite packaging. It's kind of clumsy and weird and stuff like that. So, but this is how the blush looks like. It's a beautiful peach color. It's kind of powdery though, so keep that in mind. It kind of powders up really crazy. Has a little bit of like a sheen to it. It does not have any glitter, it doesn't have any gold. But the other one that is so pretty and it's the dupe, and it's the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. This one is super popular. You guys have probably all heard about this blush, but it is such a great dupe to Coralista blush. So if you have the Milani blush, you do not need the Coralista at all, actually. The only difference that I can see, which this one is Coralista and this one is Milani Luminoso. The Coralista one is a little bit more pink and this one is a little bit more peachy. But other than that, they're so similar. And also this one is baked and this one is not. I like the consistency on this one better. So yeah, if you're getting one of these, I would totally get the Milani one, but they're both really pretty blushes. Then one that I've never heard anyone say, but I just have to say it. This one is such a scary one to say because, ooh, it's a high-end brand to a very cheap brand. The high-end one is the Becca Blush. These are so expensive. It is quite ridiculous, actually. They are so expensive. I don't love the packaging. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It looks like this. Beautiful color. Such a pigmented color. I think that is what I can tell the first with these. These are so pigmented. Very pigmented. Be very careful when you use it. These ones are not color dupes, but they're more consistency dupes. So this one is Flower Child, the one that I have on right here. Really pretty pink with some sheen to it, kind of like an Orgasm from NARS type color. Some people are probably going to be shocked because it's crazy, but the dupe that I have for it is the Wet n Wild blush. These are I think like $2 or $3 or something crazy like that. But this is in the color Pearlescent Pink. This is the one that I have, and this is so pigmented. The color is not identical because it's not really what I was thinking when I thought of these, but they're actually kind of similar as well. Here we have Pearlescent Pink. They're actually very similar. Like, only difference is the Pearlescent Pink from Wet n Wild is a little bit darker. A little bit darker and more pink, but they're so similar actually. But the consistency and longevity, pigmentation, and all of that are so similar. I don't really think that Becca wants to be compared to Wet n Wild because they're so, like, the price difference is so crazy. But honestly, I have to say, Becca blushes and Wet n Wild blushes are very similar. This next dupe is for an amazing eyeshadow, one of my holy grail eyeshadows. It's MAC Tan Pigment. Oh, it's so pretty. I really love this one. So this one is such a beautiful, like, rose gold, bronzy, beautiful. I can't really describe it, but it's so pretty. I actually have two dupes for this one, which is one that is really great for people that lives in the States and one that is really great for people that live in Europe or other places. That's really what the products that I know, so I don't know where they have every other product in the world, but if you live in the States, you probably can find this one really easy. This is L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in the color Amber Rush. I absolutely love the L'Oreal one. I think this one is amazing because it's a pressed pigment. So when you open it up, this is so genius. Like, I love these from L'Oreal. One of their best products. So it's actually a pressed pigment, but it is a pigment, but it is pressed. So good, so pigmented, very similar. And the one that is also very similar to that MAC pigment is this one from Berry M, which you can find, at least I know you can get this a lot of places in Europe. This is their Dazzle Dust. These are amazing. One of my favorite pigments ever. This one is in a color 21. It looks like this. You get less product than this, but it's so much cheaper and it's just as pretty. So these are great dupes to the MAC Tan Pigment. This dupe is probably one of my absolute favorites. Probably is my favorite because I love this dupe. It is for the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I don't have here to show you, but everyone has pretty much seen that one. Like, if you watch YouTube videos, you've probably seen a brow wiz from Anastasia before. But if you haven't, I can show you something that is very similar, which is also more high-end. It's the Urban Decay Brow Beater. Very similar product. The Drugstore dupe that I have for this one and the Anastasia one is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's literally the same thing. Like, I don't see any difference in this one. They are so similar. They're just as good. If you are on a budget or you just want to try the next one, I would absolutely highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite products ever. This is one of the staple products that I own that I would just never use anything else because I love the one from NYX. It's really good. The NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Then we're coming to an end. I have two dupes left. I have two lip dupes. So what I'm about to show you is my most expensive lipstick ever. So the expensive one that I have is the Rouge Volupte lipstick from YSL. The packaging is just not even to talk about. It is so extremely pretty. Really pretty. Like, the packaging, you cannot do wrong with this packaging. So if you're very into packaging, you should definitely get a color if you have the money for it and just try one of these. I don't like them, actually. Honestly, I don't like them. The Rouge Volupte, I don't like. I like the Rouge Candy, Sheer Candy or something like that, and the other one, which is called Shine. Those are better. Don't get the regular Volupte. I personally think they're way too creamy, way too slippery. They go off your lips so quickly. So, but if you want one and you like these types of colors, this is number 7. It's a really bright pink color. It's really pretty, but it lasts on your lips for 10 minutes. So, you know, some people love it. I know some people love these lipsticks, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But personally, I don't love them, but I know a lot of people do. So the dupe that I have for it that is actually better in my opinion, this one is from Viva La Diva. This is a brand I know that you can at least get here in Norway where I live, but you can probably get it other places. It's not a Norwegian brand. I think it's actually a Swedish brand, so I don't know. But this is in the color 111 Dreams. The color is pretty much dead on, and also the consistency and the pigmentation. Both of these are extremely pigmented, and they're basically the same color. Then I also have a very great dupe that I was so happy to see, because I know a lot of people don't buy lime creme anymore, which I don't really care. Honestly, if I see something from lime creme that I like, I would buy it, but I know some people are very crazy about that. But I had the color Cosmo Pop, which was so popular a couple of years ago. Probably like 1.5 years ago, everyone and their mother was talking about Cosmo Pop. It's such a beautiful color, such a unique color. You don't see a lot of colors like this at all. It's very unique. It's a orange, but it has a beige tone to it, so it's not too much. It's kind of like a light orange, like a light milky orange. Really crazy pretty. If you have a tan, if you're very pale, it will look crazy. So if you have a tan, this is beautiful. But the dupe that I have on this one is one from the brand Mio. I have no idea. But it is the Lip Me lipstick. This one is in the color Nude Touch number 1. Looks like this. Very similar. The quality and the consistency is very similar. They're both super duper pigmented and very creamy. I think the only difference, I think that the lime creme one is just a tad more orangey. The other one is a little bit more beige, but they're both very similar, and I would definitely say that these are a dupe for each other. So that was it for the video. If you want a part 2 of this video, just comment that in the comment section and like the video so I can see that you want one. I would definitely make one because I have a lot more dupes for you guys. I think that was it. I will see you in my next video. Bye!